This video is rated O for opinion. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, welcome to Funimation. What kind of anime would you like to see today?
Hello, I would like to see an action, harem, anime with not too many episodes and few side characters.
Did you say action, harem, anime?
Yes.
That includes 156 episodes,
Wait,
2
no.
spin-offs, and well over 50 side characters. Confirmation received, processing. Here you go.
Whatever, I guess I will give it a try. Thank you.
My pleasure.
156 episodes later.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. I'm glad I had the opportunity to watch this anime. As you saw inside of that little skit I put together, today, we're going to be talking about the To Aru Raildex series. For simplicity though, I'm just going to refer to it as the To Aru Raildex series. Before I continue, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who wrote a comment on my Monogatari review, good or bad. Thanks to that, I made some notes and did some more research, so hopefully, I can make a better review this time. To make this video slightly more organized, I'll be talking about Index, Railgun, and Accelerator all separately, then do one combined review at the end. As I did in the last review, I'll include timestamps to all of the segments inside of the description if you want to skip to your favorite segment of the series if you so wish. Let's begin with the big daddy of this enormous universe, To Aru Majutsu no Index, or in English, A Certain Magical Index. A Certain Magical Index is the main story within this series, which follows the lead of Tuma Kamijo and his co-lead, Index. With their lead, the story progresses with Tuma protecting his city from various magical threats using a mysterious power located in his right hand. One of the biggest focuses with the drama of this anime is the tension between scientific and religious beliefs. Out of all three series within To Aru Raildex, I believe A Certain Magical Index portrays this the best, as one of its leads has a scientific alias while the other is a strong believer in the English Puritan Church. This portrays some of the biggest conflicts between them, but also how they can eventually learn to get along. One thing I like about this anime compared to my last review, the Monogatari series, is how you can have some action and some good dialogue without having an empty world. Actually, now that I think about it, this world is anything but empty. This anime features so many side characters within Index alone. I can count about 30 important side characters within Index alone. You might think that with many side characters, they just have to be bland or have no development at all, right? Actually, it's the opposite. It's actually my favorite part of the series, seeing characters which were perceived as villains grow and eventually learn to become a better person through the lead characters. All in all, I ended up giving this series an average of 9 out of 10 for its 3 seasons. After talking about the big daddy of the series, let's move on to the small p of the series, the one with only one season and the least amount of episodes. That was To Aru Kagaku no Accelerator, or in English, A Certain Scientific Accelerator. This series has a complete focus on one of my favorite antagonists of the To Aru Raildex series, and is a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier with antagonists growing to become a better person. That person was Accelerator. This season takes place between seasons 1 and 2 of A Certain Magical Index. A Certain Scientific Accelerator has a focus on something the other series never touched on, that being necromancy. Basically, this series' main villain used necromancy to achieve his goal, but that had a twist to it near the end of the series. This season features 2 amazing main characters which originated from the original story, A Certain Magical Index. In the end, I gave A Certain Scientific Accelerator an 8 out of 10. Now that I have gone through the main series and a spin-off, let's go over the bigger spin-off, To Aru Railgun, or a certain scientific railgun in English. I would like to state my whole opinion on this series, but it's still airing, so I will only touch on what has come out at the moment. Anyways, a certain scientific railgun follows the lead of one of the side characters who is known as one of the top 7 most powerful people in the city. The reason I really like this series is because it directly follows the timeline of a certain magical index, so it really helps build the world of this universe. This series also shows us why or how some events within a certain magical index occurred, which really solidifies the story of this anime. My only real complaint with this anime was that something inevitable happened, where they basically had to play out an index arc inside of the Railgun series, which makes the series repetitive if you're watching it all in one go, but I don't think it's all that bad though, since it shows different perspectives on that arc. Another cool thing to note about this series is also how it introduces so many important side characters which never even featured inside of the parent series, so the world seems to constantly be expanding. Since Railgun had 3 seasons, I'll just state that the net score I gave this series is 7.5 out of 10. The To Aru Raildex series featured so many characters and so many side stories, but how is the acting to fit alongside those characters and stories? Well, if I have to come out honest here, I actually watched this anime English dubbed, and if I am to be brutally honest, there were some characters which had really terrible voice acting, but for the most part, the acting blew it out of the park. There are moments where you can actually feel what the character is going through with the voice acting, and there are some parts which your ears might bleed from the horrible acting. For the most part though, you would be experiencing the goods of the voice acting. Another good about the voice acting of this series is its consistency. This series has had a lifespan of 12 years and 2 spin-offs, but even through all that, the voice actors still all seemingly never changed. Now that we're on the concept of consistency, let's point out how consistent the animation is throughout the series. Even though this anime has been airing for 12 years, the animation has been for the most part consistent, with the exception of certain scientific characters' eyes. I like it when the animation is consistent, since when they have a drastic change in animation style, it can feel like a completely different anime. Another important artistic thing within an anime is the music. If I have to be honest, all 3 series To Aru Raildex had some bomb music to go along with its exciting action sequences. My favorite of which is Accelerator opening, The Shadow is the Light, and the Railgun opening, Only My Railgun. Considering the story, characters, animation, voice acting, world building, music, and spin-offs, I'm going to have to be completely honest and give this series a 8.5 out of 10. What do you think about the To Aru Raildex series? Have you seen it or have I convinced you to watch it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you liked the review or thought it was insightful, please consider liking the video or subscribing since it really helps me out a lot. You guys know you mean the world to me and I love and appreciate all of you. And as always, until next time, bye. By the way, Sari Fukios is the best girl.
We can solve your problem! How would you like a nice massage?